All right, wrestling fans, it is that time. Once again, welcome back to NXT. We are live here, emanating from Pontiac, Michigan. Ladies and gentlemen, what a show we have lined up for you tonight, and we are wasting no time. We're getting right into it with some women's division action. You are going to love your main event tonight, ladies and gentlemen, as we crown a #1 contender for Shayna Baszler's NXT Women's Championship. We will see who will be facing the Queen of Spades here in just a couple of weeks at TakeOver Road Wild. But before we get to that main event, ladies and gentlemen, we have to get through our opening contest as we have the huggable one, Bayley. She will be facing Ruby Riott. We also have in our second contest, we have Shane Thorne taking on the NXT North American Champion, the one and only King of Flight Ricochet, and Johnny Gargano. Antonio Cesaro renew hostile rivalries. We will see which one of those two gentlemen will come out the victor. But ladies and gentlemen, I hope you are thoroughly excited. I hope you are pumped. You are amped. NXT is back in the house, and we are here in full force. We have Bayley here in the center of the ring, and now she is waiting for her opponent here tonight, Ruby Riott, as I said before. And you gotta know, Shayna Baszler not only will have her eye on that main event as Ember Moon takes on Dakota Kai, but you know, Shayna also has her eyes on this match, as there could also be a potential contender in the future here in this matchup. And we'll see which one of these two young ladies will come out the victor, as here in this season, every single win counts. Not only is General Manager Triple H looking at the heavyweight division to determine who will face each other at our final pay-per-view of the season, that of course being NXT TakeOver New Orleans, as we look to crown a brand new NXT champion. But you gotta know that Triple H also has his eye on the women's division and the tag team division. And now we see Ruby Riott gonna attempt to play a little bit of mind games. I don't think it's gonna work with Bayley, as Bayley now saying basically cross the line, come into the ring, let's get this thing underway. And Bayley just aching. She wants to get some competition in. She is ready to go, as we have been away for a little bit here. And now Ruby Riott going to take advantage with a wheelbarrow stunner. Beautifully executed from Ruby Riott as she looks to get a quick pinfall attempt. Only gets a 1 count though. Ruby Riott now, she's been around the block a couple of times. She's no stranger to anybody who watches independent wrestling. Of course, Heidi Lovelace, she's held championships around the world in multiple organizations. Still looking to pick up a championship win here in NXT. This, of course, the standard bearer here in professional wrestling, as Ruby Riott now gets a 1 count once again off of that pinfall attempt. Running forearm strike takes Bayley off of her feet, and Ruby Riott taking it right to Bayley in the early going. That is what she has to do if she is going to be able to pick up a win here tonight over Bayley. She cannot let up for a second, because the moment she gives Bayley an inch to recover, Bayley will make her pay for it. Forearm strike from Ruby Riott, follows it up with a chop, follows it up with another forearm strike, and our combo from Riott has stunned Bayley here in the early going, and the snap suplex from Ruby Riott takes down Bayley. I do apologize if I am a bit rusty, ladies and gentlemen. We're trying to get back into the swing of things. It's been a bit hectic around here, but we of course are looking to pump out these episodes as quickly as possible. Kick right there to the lower back from Ruby Riott on Bayley. Now going to send her off into the ropes with the Irish Whip, and now takes her over with the DDT and spikes her. Beautiful execution from Ruby Riott. Could she knock her off this early? We are just a couple of minutes in, but not right now, says Bayley. And now Ruby Riott wants Bayley up to her feet. What could she be looking for here? Bayley now back up to a vertical base, and now Ruby Riott off the ropes. Nobody home though. Bayley saw it coming, takes her down and drops her head first. Does Bayley. Now Bayley wants Ruby Riott back up to a vertical base. What she's looking for here. German suplex, drops her high on the shoulders. Does Bayley and follows it up with an elbow right to the forehead. Bayley now looking to get any sort of win, any sort of momentum back in this matchup after Ruby Riott took it to her in the early going of the matchup. Bayley now on the move, gonna go over with the monkey flip. Does Bayley. Bayley now gonna look to go up to the higher written district. What could she be looking for here? But Ruby Riott, the ring general that Ruby Riott is, back up to her feet, but only for a split second, just to be taken right back down with the Hurricane Rana by Bayley. And now Bayley trying to rally the crowd here tonight behind her. Forearm strike stuns Ruby Riott for just a second. Irish whip sends her off into the buckle. And now so nice she had to do it twice. There's another monkey flip. Bayley up to the top rope. She couldn't find what she was looking for the first time, but she got it the second time. Senton from Bayley into the pinfall. Only got a 1 though. And now Bayley, very similar to Ruby Riott, she has the experience, the ring generalship, if you will to call it that. Bayley has held championships before in her previous organization, that of course being the WWE. Now here in NXT, she was a multiple-time women's champion over in the WWE. Of course being champion on both Raw and SmackDown, as well as holding their women's tag team championships. And well, that just puts an image in my head, that puts an idea in my head. Could we potentially one day see women's championships, tag team championships here in NXT? Of course, we had the NXT championship and the North American championship debut in the first season of NXT, and then we had the tag team and the women's championships debut in the second season. So could we be seeing another championship debut here soon as Ruby Riott snapped off a Frankensteiner off the top? Kick to the midsection from Riott. Picks her up and drops her down with the powerbomb, stacks her. Oh, only get to 2 though. Very, very close. Excellent match to kick us off here tonight on this week's episode of NXT. We thank you once again for joining us here. We will crown a #1 contender for the NXT Women's Championship in our main event. Dakota Kai faces Ember Moon. The winner goes on to face Shayna Baszler at TakeOver Road Wild. But we have one hell of a match here to kick us off. Ruby Riott and Bayley going toe-to-toe, move for move, Riott kick from Ruby Riott. Riott kick takes the head off of Bayley, but will it be enough to keep her down for the important 3 seconds? Not right now, but it was an ever so close 2.9. Riott now going to bring her back up to her feet and drops her on her neck with that side suplex. And now Riott wants her back up to her feet, back up to a vertical base. Bayley stunned. She has no idea where she is. Kick to the midsection off the ropes and spikes her. Absolutely devastating. Spiked her right into the canvas, and it still wasn't enough to put her down. Kick to the midsection once again from Ruby Riott. What could she be looking for here? Maybe a high cross of some sort, of razor's edge. And Bayley counters out of it. Beautiful right there from Bayley. Bayley now takes her over with that exploder suplex. Will it be enough to keep Riott down? No, not just yet, says Ruby Riott. Both of these young ladies giving it all that they can here in our opening contest. You know they want to be the NXT Women's Champion. They have to make a statement. They have to prove to General Manager Triple H. Ruby Riott fighting back, couple of shots to the midsection. They have to prove that they are capable of going through every other single member on the roster so they can get to that highest perch, that highest peak atop of the mountain, and face Shayna Baszler for that all-coveted NXT Women's Champion. As now Ruby Riott on the move once again. Here come the kicks in the corner. You know she loves to do them in 3s, and here comes the final one. Could Ruby Riott be just moments away from putting away Bayley? She's measuring her. She wants her back up to her feet. We saw it earlier. Riott kicked though. Bayley able to roll through. Is Bayley, picks her up and takes her right back down with that exploder suplex. No wasted motion from Bayley into the Bayley to belly. It is academic from there. Bayley to belly. 1, 2, 3. Bayley picks up the victory here in our opening contest. No detriment to Ruby Riott at all. She gave it everything she possibly could, and here we thought that she might pick up the win with that Riott kick right there, but Bayley at the end of the day wanted it just a little bit more, and I also thought that Ruby Riott had Bayley right here, spiking her into the canvas with that low angle, almost Frankensteiner, just dropped her right on the crown of her head, and here was one of the exploders that we saw in this matchup. We saw a couple of them, but ultimately in the end, it was that right there, the Bayley to belly, that picked up the win for the Huggable One. Congratulations, Bayley, and what a way to kick off our episode of NXT this week. But don't you go anywhere. Don't you dare change the channel, ladies and gentlemen, as we have so much more coming your way. We have Shane Thorne and Ricochet. We have Johnny Gargano and Antonio Cesaro. And we also have in our main event, you see the graphic there on the screen, Dakota Kai facing Ember Moon. Winner goes on to NXT TakeOver Road Wild to face the Queen of Spades, the Submission Magician, the NXT Women's Champion, Shayna Baszler. It happens at TakeOver Road Wild. You are not going to want to miss it. It is sure to be one hell of a pay-per-view, and I cannot wait until we get to TakeOver Road Wild. But ladies and gentlemen, we still got a whole lot more coming your way here tonight. Ladies and gentlemen, it is time for the North American champ, the one and only king of flight, Ricochet. Ricochet, one of the longest tenured champions here in NXT. He won that championship at the Money in the Bank pay-per-view last season, defeating 3 other combatants in a fatal 4-way matchup. Those combatants, of course, Johnny Gargano, Antonio Cesaro, which led to their rivalry that we will see later on here tonight, and then champion Kevin Owens. Ricochet would return as the surprise 4th combatant in that matchup and would proceed to obtain the North American Championship. He has proven time after time, defense after defense. Line him up, he knocks him down. Mustafa Ali, he's defeated Kevin Owens in what I believe to have been the match of the year at TakeOver New York. And just recently at TakeOver, well, not TakeOver, excuse me, but NXT In Your House, he defeated Pac and Corey Graves in a handicap match in which that North American Championship was on the line. And from one crowd favorite to another, from the North American Champion to someone that we could potentially see holding championship gold here in NXT down the line, all the way from the land down under, we have Shane Thorne, of course, his teammate Nick Miller. Some of you may know him as Mikey Nichols, call him what you will. But those two gentlemen, highly talented, highly sought after agents, We're knocking the rust off here, ladies and gentlemen. But we're glad to have these two athletes here in NXT. Maybe one day we will see TM61 as the NXT World Tag Team Champions. But that night will not be tonight because we have Shane Thorne going one-on-one with the North American champ. Ricochet looks ready. Shane Thorne looks ready. You see that left knee bandaged heavily. Shane Thorne, of course, has had a few knee issues in the past before. He is healthy and ready to go now. Now he is right in the face of the North American champion. Ricochet says, bring it. The champ says, bring it on. Shrugs him right away. Ricochet takes him over with the DDT right out of the gate. Ricochet saying, is that all you got? And Shane Thorne needs a breather for a second. That DDT caught him off guard. I don't think Shane Thorne liked that too kindly, but Shane Thorne almost baiting Ricochet out. Shot right there, countered from Shane Thorne. Now a couple of kicks, forearm strikes from Shane Thorne. And now takes him over, looking for a snap suplex maybe, though no. Ricochet able to shift his weight. Ricochet back up on the shoulders, spins around with the Hurricane Rana. Ricochet, unique offense from the North American champion. Ricochet now going to send Thorne back into the ring. Out on the apron, the referee has begun his 20 count up to 5. Now springboard European uppercut. And that is why he is the North American champion. Ricochet now almost waiting for Shane Thorne to get back up to his feet just so he can drop him with one of those forearm strikes and then deliver a kick right to the dome. Ricochet, almost a thinking man's wrestler. He's strategically picking out his next maneuver as he goes for the People's Moonsault. Shout out to The Rock. Only got a 1 though. Ricochet, a once-in-a-generation performer, one hell of an athlete, though the same thing can be said for not only Shane Thorne, but his partner in crime, Nick Miller. Pretty much everyone we have here on the NXT roster, you can say once-in-a-generation type of athlete. Very much, very, very much pertains to everyone that we have here on the roster, and we are so happy and proud to have each and every single member here on the roster as Shane Thorne goes coast to coast. Right into the pinfall attempt, but it only got a 1 count, surprisingly though, I have to say. I would have thought that would have at least got a 2 count and Ricochet back up to his feet with a dirty European uppercut, almost shades of Antonio Cesaro, who we'll see in action here later on tonight. Now Ricochet gonna try and wear down Shane Thorne. This is something you don't usually see out of Ricochet. He's usually the one that is on the other end of the stick. He's usually the one that his opponents are trying to slow down. So you gotta wonder what this strategy is here for Ricochet. What is the end game with this attempting to slow Shane Thorne down? Because for all intents and purposes, Shane Thorne isn't exactly what I would call a speed type of wrestler. He's more of a technical tactician, if you want to call him that. Irish Whip now going to send him off into the turnbuckle. Thorne looking to set him up. What could he be looking for here? He's up in the high rent district. Will it pay off? This is dangerous, dangerous territory. That's a long way down, and Ricochet able to shift his weight. Able to shift his weight as the North American champion, and now he takes him over and drops him high on the shoulders into the standing moonsault. Beautiful combination from the North American champion, but it only gets a 2 count. Interesting innovation right there. The backslide drops him high on the shoulders, follows it up, shooting star press, standing shooting star press, and now Ricochet drops him face first into the canvas, follows it up with a knee right into the lower back, and Ricochet, no wasted motion. Look at the strength on display. Drops him down from that gut wrench powerbomb position. And now Ricochet, a different strategy. Ricochet mixing it up here tonight. He's usually a high flyer. He likes to stick into the air. But tonight he's almost slowing him down. He's incorporating different strategies. And you got to wonder if this is sort of a cause and effect from that match that you had at NXT in your house with Pac and Corey Graves. Ricochet having to change up the strategy a little bit in that matchup. And you got to wonder now if he's going to incorporate that into his day-to-day moveset. Shane Thorne now. Good strategy, though, on the part of Shane Thorne. You take out the legs of the high flyer, and he's not flying anywhere. Thorne now brings him back up to his feet. Kick stuns him. And now Thorne sends him out to the top rope. Could he be looking to go into the air? He's off the ropes, and the Fosbury flop, the Spaceman plancha. Call it whatever you want, but you gotta call it effective, and the fans here love it. Referee has started the 20 count. Thorne now gonna bring Ricochet back up to his feet, send him back into the ring. That is smart strategy, no wasted motion, but he opts to not go into the pinfall, and there, Thorne returning that European uppercut in kind. Thorne now brings him around with the neck breaker, not of the rude variety though. Thorne now out to the top rope. Almost waiting for Ricochet to get back up to his feet. Waits for him to turn around, looking for a Hurricane Rana, but Ricochet shows that he's not only speed, he is also power. Catching Shane Thorne out of midair. And there's another European uppercut from Ricochet. Kick to the midsection, and oh my goodness, just dropped him right on his head. Ricochet now up to the top rope, looking for the 630 splash, but there was no water in the pool. Shane Thorne had it well scouted. He's got him up in a powerbomb position. Oh, sit out, last ride powerbomb. Could it be Ricochet's last ride here tonight? No, 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 no. Whoa, did you see the elevation? Ricochet damn near up in the lights. Shane Thorne now springboard, European uppercut. Beautiful camera work right there. This match has been at least 60% European uppercuts. Shane Thorne now has got the North American champion. He's got him stunned up against the ropes. Looking for a second one, and he finds it. Could he be going around the ring? He's gotten two so far. He's got the champ once again. Sets him up on the ropes. Third time the charm, maybe. Can Ricochet counter this one? No, he cannot. And Shane Thorne says he's going all around the ring. He's gotten 3 of the 4. Can he get the last one? Shane Thorne, he's got him. 4th one connects. He goes all the way around. What else can Thorne be looking for here? I'm not sure why he didn't go for the pinfall attempt, but it could cost him. Thorne clotheslines him over the top. Could he be looking for another Spaceman plancha though? Ricochet back into the ring, and he had him well scouted. Ricochet had Shane Thorne well scouted. He saw that Spaceman plancha coming, and he said, not today. Ricochet now, he's got Shane Thorne. Could he be looking for an outside dive of his own? He's got him up on the ropes. Irish whip sends him off. Ricochet over the back, looking for a clothesline. Is Shane Thorne. Ricochet comes back, takes him overhead. Scissors kip up into the drop kick. Ricochet, don't call him butter, but he's on a roll. Ricochet looking to rally the crowd here behind him. Picks up Shane Thorne. You know what he's looking for, that Northern Lights suplex. He floats over right into the Brain Buster. Ricochet on a roll, ladies and gentlemen. He goes for the Northern Lights. He goes for the Brain Buster, and you know he wants that trifecta as only Ricochet can, looking for the 630, but Shane Thorne, very, very wise, gets on his back to where Ricochet cannot hit that 630, but Ricochet comes back down. Oh, the suplex into the powerbomb. Suplex into the powerbomb. Ricochet said, you're getting this 630 one way or another. Ricochet, the prettiest finishing maneuver in professional wrestling today, the 630 splash. The North American champion is victorious here tonight on NXT. Take nothing away from Shane Thorne, this absolute beauty, an absolute spectacle from Shane Thorne. That coast to coast was absolutely magnificent. Take nothing away from Shane Thorne. He gave it everything he could, but at the end of the day, that is what Ricochet is, the North American champion. He has that extra gear that not too many other people in the game today have. And there is the brain buster right there, but you know it was that 630 that picked up the win for the North American champion. And it looks like Corey Graves is not done with Ricochet yet. Looking for a clothesline, but Ricochet able to duck under. Ricochet, he saw it coming. He had eyes in the back of his head, but he couldn't avoid that clothesline right there. Corey Graves apparently is not done with Ricochet, and he takes out the leg. Ricochet just went through a hell of a match with Shane Thorne, and now he's being assaulted by Corey Graves, and Ricochet immediately taps out to the Lucky 13. Absolutely disgusting. But nevertheless, ladies and gentlemen, let's turn our attention here to something a little bit different. We want to say thank you all to everyone that has stayed subscribed to the channel. We appreciate you so very, very much. None of this would be possible without you. We certainly hope to bring more of you. We certainly hope to do more episodes of NXT here in the future. But ladies and gentlemen, speaking of NXT, the NXT Women's Champion returns to action next week here on NXT. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Make sure you turn on those post notifications. You are not going to want to miss an episode of NXT. We have a couple of big ideas that we have in mind, and we would love for you to be a part of it. But now, ladies and gentlemen, it is time to move on to our third contest this evening. A grudge match, if you will. These two have faced off each other in the past. They faced at the NXT's Wrestling Challenge. That was one hell of a match, but they're going to do it once again here tonight on NXT TV. We have the Swiss Superman, Antonio Cesaro, and he is looking to face Johnny Wrestling, Johnny Gargano. These two men have been going at each other. They have just had their hands around each other's throats ever since the Money in the Bank pay-per-views. Cesaro feels that it was Johnny Gargano that wronged him and robbed him of winning the NXT North American Championship, and Cesaro has not let that go, even going as so far as to putting the back of Johnny Gargano's head into a television screen backstage. It has boiled over into brawls. As I said, they had that match on NXT's Wrestling Challenge that will be coming up very, very soon. Ladies and gentlemen, this is a grudge match, as much as you can call it a grudge match. It's a grudge match to the highest extent. These two men have tried to end each other's careers damn near. And now, ladies and gentlemen, they're going to do it here tonight on NXT TV. The crowd loves Johnny Gargano, and they had the exact opposite reaction from Antonio Cesaro. That is the NXT faithful for you. They will make their opinions known as both combatants are in the ring. They look in tremendous peak physical condition. They are ready to go. They are amped, and Johnny Gargano goes right to the center of the ring, rallying the crowd behind him right from the get-go. And he's taunting away right into the face of Cesaro. And I don't think Cesaro is going to take too kindly to that. Say what you will about him, but at the end of the day, he is one hell of a technical wrestler. Not only a technical wrestler, he's just one hell of a wrestler in general. And he will make you pay as Gargano quickly into the pinfall attempt. Referee out of position, could cost him. Gargano almost picked up the win 10 seconds into the matchup. Couple of strikes from Gargano swinging wildly. Both of these men not only familiar with each other in NXT, they have faced each other in Dragon Gate USA. Also, Johnny Gargano not too long ago defeated Rich Swann. He is the brand new Open the Freedom Gate champion for Dragon Gate USA. So congratulations to Johnny Gargano, and you gotta wonder, now that Gargano has got a bit of gold around his waist, could we be seeing sort of the emergence of Johnny Wrestling, and could he become a champion here in NXT? But Cesaro is definitely going to have something to say about that. Kick to the midsection from Cesaro. He's going to pick him up into a powerbomb position, but Johnny Gargano able to float through. No pinfalls on the outside, though, as the referee up to 7. We do have a 20 count here in NXT, so there's plenty of time for these athletes outside of the ring. Forearm strike from Gargano takes down Antonio Cesaro. Sends him right into the barricade. Cesaro, though, saw it coming, well scouted. Looking for a strike and misses, does Cesaro. That second one did not, though. Going to send him into the barricade once again. And now for a trifecta that sends Gargano into the barricade once again. And now Gargano up on the shoulder of Cesaro, who just drives Gargano back first into the barricade. It has padding, but ladies and gentlemen, it does not offer a whole lot of protection. Cesaro now going to go up to the top rope. Almost out of character for Cesaro. Not exactly what I would call a high flyer, but apparently he is a high flyer tonight. The Swiss Superman takes flight right across the body of Johnny Gargano. A couple of stomps from Cesaro for good measure. Follows it up with a leg drop. Cesaro, I will say, though, many have called him a hybrid athlete. And, well, I would love to see Cesaro with some gold around his waist, if I'm being 100% honest. Gargano now able to fight off the Boston Crab from Cesaro. Cesaro not only one to use the Boston Crab, snaps off a Frankensteiner, does Johnny Gargano, but he also loves to utilize the sharpshooter along with the neutralizer. That is his finishing maneuver. I was looking for a crossbody. It looked like it was Johnny Gargano, but Cesaro had it as well scouted. Cesaro now gonna bring him up. Look at the power of Cesaro. Just takes him right over, muscles him back down. Cesaro now just wrenching away on the neck of Johnny Gargano. Cesaro now going to bring him back up to a vertical base. What could he be looking for here? He's got him up. Takes him down with the power slam. Does Cesaro. Cesaro has got a whole lot of power. Cesaro, a regular over in the Ring of Honor scene. Recently, not too long ago, it was just about around the second season when the season was just about to start, Cesaro signed an exclusive deal with NXT. Before, he was working not only NXT and Ring of Honor, but he was also working the independent scene. But Cesaro now, we're glad to have him here as an exclusive talent to NXT. Very similar story with Johnny Gargano, whereas Cesaro was working Ring of Honor, Johnny Gargano was working Dragon Gate USA. Neutralizer! Neutralizer connects, but Cesaro does not go for a pinfall. That could be a mistake on the part of Cesaro, not going for a pinfall. I would not be surprised if that action right there cost Cesaro the matchup. We'll see as the match further unfolds. But that could be a fatal mistake on the part of Cesaro. Gargano now looking to rally back. Couple of strikes from Johnny. He's got Cesaro stunned. Gargano now trying to fight back in this one. Takes him over with the snap mount. Gargano delivers the drop kick right to the neck. Picks him back up, does Johnny. The comeback is on for Johnny Wrestling, but only for a second as Cesaro decked Gargano with that clothesline. Cesaro now just waiting for Gargano to get back up to his feet. Delivers a couple of strikes, stuns Gargano up against the rope, picks him right back up as he wants to deliver a little bit more punishment. Cesaro just stomps away at the face of Johnny. Cesaro now gonna pick him up. Look at the strength of Cesaro as he just drills Johnny into the canvas. Cesaro now took that little bit of momentum that Gargano had, and he has turned this match right back around, but Gargano takes him down, delivers another drop kick right to the back of the neck. Gargano now sees an opening and is looking to seize the opportunity. Broad splash from Johnny Wrestling. Now Gargano gonna go right back up to the top rope. And now a double foot stomp from Johnny right to the heart of Cesaro, but will it be enough to put the Swiss Superman away? No, it will not. Kick to the midsection from Johnny. Follows it up with a shot right across the head, sends him off into the ropes. And now Gargano takes him around the world with the neck breaker. And now Gargano, he's got that fighting spirit. He's back in this matchup. Shot to the midsection, follows it up from the southpaw. Gargano now takes him over, gonna look to deliver a drop kick to the back of the neck once again. Looking to soften that neck up for the Gargano escape. Chop right there from Johnny, follows it up with a forearm strike. Kick to the midsection, a flurry of offensive strikes from Johnny Gargano as he sends Cesaro out to the outside. Gargano has got that look in his eye. He wants to go through the ropes. Tope Suicida. The crowd comes alive for Johnny Gargano. Gargano now ready to strike. He's right there in the face of Cesaro as soon as he stands up. Slingshot spear from Johnny Wrestling. Off the slingshot spear for the win, but Cesaro gets the shoulder up. Johnny brings him back up, gonna send him into the turnbuckle. Johnny has got a plethora of maneuvers that he can use to put you away, especially in the corner. He's got the long dart, he's got that cheeky Nando's, and we see that he just dropped Cesaro onto the turnbuckle, but Cesaro fires off with a European uppercut that sent Johnny into the lights. Cesaro now drops him across his knee. Cesaro now, he's got him up once again and drills him. Cesaro has been in control of, dare I say, 80% of this match. Gargano flips out. Gargano looking to catch Cesaro slacking. He's got him. Can he pick up the win? Gargano steals the win. Johnny Gargano stole it. I'll be damned, out of nowhere. Look at that. I believe that might have been the first attempt right there that we saw in the early going of the matchup. Yes, it was. This right here, Cesaro would hit the neutralizer, but he would not go for a pinfall attempt. That costed him the match. Gargano would then hit a frog splash and then follow it up with a double foot stomp off of the top rope. This right here, the slingshot spear. We are just going through all of the high points. This entire freaking match was a highlight, ladies and gentlemen. Gargano would hit that slingshot spear. After he would hit that tope suicida, Cesaro would respond in kindly with that European uppercut. But Gargano caught Cesaro slacking. And I don't think Cesaro is too happy about that at all. But Johnny Gargano is successful. He picks up the win here tonight on NXT, ladies and gentlemen. But now looking towards next week, we have one hell of a stat card for you, as we have the raven-haired lady of NXT. Paige faces off against Sonya Deville. Shayna Baszler, the NXT Women's Champion, returns to action. Sami Zayn will be in action, and Big E Langston will be in action as well. Ladies and gentlemen, you are not going to want to miss next week's card, it is sure to be one hell of a barn burner. Thank you all so much for tuning in to not only this week's episode, as we are now here at our main event, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for tuning in to next week's episode as well. It is now time, ladies and gentlemen, to crown a #1 contender for Shayna Baszler's NXT Women's Championship. Dakota Kai of Team Kick, the captain of Team Kick, will be facing off against the War Goddess, Ember Moon. Ladies and gentlemen, I am personally hyped for this one. This is gonna be one hell of a match. These two ladies deserve to be in the main event spot. And what better way to be in the main event spot than to see which one of you will be in the ring with Shayna Baszler at TakeOver Road Wild. And here comes the War Goddess. She has got perhaps one of the most incredible finishing maneuvers on the roster. That stunner off the top rope that she loves to call the Eclipse. Can Ember Moon eclipse Dakota Kai's hopes and dreams of facing Shayna Baszler at TakeOver Road Wild? Ember Moon has stepped foot here into the NXT arena. Ladies and gentlemen, one of these women will get their first championship crack at Shayna Baszler and the NXT Women's Championship. It don't get no bigger than this, folks. Ember Moon, Dakota Kai. Winner faces Shayna Baszler for the NXT Women's Championship at TakeOver Road Wild. I certainly hope that you are hyped for this one. Ladies and gentlemen, if you have not already, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Hit the notification so that way you never miss an episode when NXT goes live. If you are just now joining us, Bayley was victorious in our opening contest over Ruby Riott. Ricochet defeated Shane Thorne in one hell of an athletic match. And our previous contest, we had perhaps, well, one of the most out-of-the-blue wins that we have seen here in NXT. Johnny Gargano defeated Antonio Cesaro, but now it is main event time, and Ember Moon is ready to go. And Dakota Kai says, bring it, and Ember Moon damn sure will bring it. Ember Moon up to the top rope. Could she be looking for the Eclipse this early on? We are just a couple of seconds into the matchup. Always looking for maybe a Hurricane Rana, but Dakota Kai had her number. And now right in the face of Ember Moon is Dakota Kai. Kai with a kick to the midsection. Follows it up with a forearm strike. A second one, and then a kick to the leg. Forearm strike stuns Ember Moon in the corner. Irish Whip sends her up into the buckle. Forearm strike takes down Moon in the corner. Kai now going to go up to the high rent district. This is usually Ember Moon's wheelhouse, and now snaps off a Hurricane Rana of her own. Kai now on the offense. We'll see how will she be able to maintain it as she quickly goes into the pinfall. A 2 count. Very, very surprising. I did not think that we would see a 2 count this early on in the matchup. Irish Whip sends her off into the corner. Kai now in firm control. Tornado DDT takes her out of the corner. Double stomp to the midsection. Looking for a kick to the chest, but Ember Moon had it countered. Dragon screw leg whip. Elbow across the chest from Ember Moon. This, of course, is your main event, ladies and gentlemen. Low basement drop kick to the side of the face of Dakota Kai. And now Ember Moon looking to wear Dakota Kai down, and this is a smart strategy, especially in the early going of the matchup. You wear your opponent down, take away their stamina, and Ember Moon, she is she's a cardio demon. Let's just call it what it is. If she is able to wear down Dakota Kai to the point where she can kick into that next gear, kick it into that 6th gear, Ember Moon will be going to take over Road Wild. Moon now up to the 2nd rope. Could she be waiting for Kai to get up to her feet? No, delivers a splash. Off the 2nd rope does Ember Moon, quickly into the pinfall. Only got a 1 though. There's that knee to the back once again. Take away the back, you take away a decent amount of Dakota Kai's offensive maneuvers. Not only was she not be able to do, a decent amount of those kicks, because that does require your lower back, as she just got dropped by Ember Moon, but she won't be able to do that chiropractor finishing maneuver, as Ember Moon gets a 2 count now. Very, very surprising in this matchup. That is the 2nd 2 count that we have had here in this matchup, and this match is just a couple of minutes old, and Dakota Kai now gets dropped by Ember once again. Moon now wants Kai back up to a vertical base. What could she be looking for here? She's got a plethora of maneuvers in her arsenal. Reverse DDT from Kai, able to get out of that situation that she can use to put you away. There's that kick that she was looking for earlier. Found a home the 2nd go-around. Kick to the midsection from Dakota Kai. Gonna look her up. Power bomb. Does not go for a pinfall, though. We saw that in one of the matches earlier on. Stacked high on the shoulders. Dakota Kai now goes for a frog splash. Floats through the air almost. 2 count. Ooh, very close. Very, very close for Dakota Kai. Both of these women have done very, very good so far in this matchup. Ember Moon now back up to her feet. Couple of shots to the midsection. Stuns Dakota Kai just for a second and takes her down. Does Ember Moon. Goes into the pinfall. I don't think it'll be enough. And it is not. Just as I say that, curse of the commentator. Moon now. Very similar to Ricochet in the manner of she's a thinking woman's wrestler, though she was not quick enough on that exchange, as Dakota Kai made her pay for it. Kai now kicked to the midsection, though, caught by Ember Moon. Exploder suplex, T-bone suplex. Moon now gonna go up to the top rope. Could she be looking for an eclipse, maybe? Dakota Kai fighting her way back up to her feet. Ember Moon looking for the eclipse, but Dakota Kai had it well scouted. Ember Moon was looking for the eclipse, but Dakota Kai said, not right now, and the comeback is on for Dakota Kai. Could Dakota be moments away from becoming the #1 contender to the NXT Women's Championship? And she very well might be after that boot to the face. Could this be enough? No, it is not. Woo, ladies and gentlemen, and now Dakota Kai right in the face of Ember Moon, and Ember Moon did not take too lightly to that. Was looking for another forearm strike, but Dakota Kai had it well scouted. There's the chiropractor. Chiropractor, and we have got a new #1 contender. No, we don't. The crowd comes alive. Dakota Kai pleading her case with the senior official. And now Dakota Kai turns her attention to Ember Moon, and look at the kicks right into the face, right across the bridge of the nose. Dakota Kai is pissed. She hit the chiropractor, but it was not enough to keep Ember Moon's shoulders down. And now Ember Moon almost got caught with a drop kick, but she almost had a sixth sense and saw it coming. And now Ember wants Kai back up to her feet just to drop her with a super kick. Moon now back up to her feet. Could she be looking for the eclipse this time? Could the third time be the charm. No, she opts for a Hurricane Rana instead. Moon now, Irish whip, sends her into the corner. Could she possibly be looking for that handstand clothesline in the corner? But no, she opts to go for a couple of punches. Dakota Kai able to shrug her off though. And now Dakota will barrel, oh, drops her face first. Face first with the wheel barrel, oh goodness gracious. Uranagi into the backbreaker. Uranagi into the backbreaker and follows it up with a second one. So nice, she had to do it twice. Third time is the charm. A trifecta of Uranagi backbreakers. And now Kai looking for a kick once again, but Ember had it scouted. Ember had it scouted, and now Ember, she's got Dakota Kai groggy against the ropes. She's looking for the heat-seeking missile. Heat-seeking missile through the ropes. Ember Moon could be closing in on that number one contender spot. Knee to the back of the neck. Ember Moon has got a second win in this matchup. Clothesline from Ember. Clothesline takes Dakota Kai. Down again. Follows it up. Single leg drop kick. Ember Moon is on a roll. Back and forth. Back and forth. This has been one hell of a contest between these two women as Dakota Kai gets dropped on her neck once again. This is what it means to just be the number one contender for the NXT Women's Championship. Here is the handstand clothesline. And you know she loves to follow that up with the Eclipse. She's perched on the top rope. Dakota Kai's championship dream has been eclipsed. Ember Moon is going to take over Road Wild. What a match. That is what it meant to these two women to become number one contender to the NXT Women's Championship, and Dakota Kai shows her respects. What a matchup.